just the move itself.
The step back travel jumper.
Oh man.
The four steps across the line.
Relax. That's my guy.
Nah, just the moves of today, they put so much stress on the
Euro
body,
step.
bro. The Euro step.
Yo, when you sit and mind full speed, left to right, and they had to
Full speed,
plant.
change direction,
They had to
bro.
plant. Come on, bro.
That is
I'm surprised Giannis isn't.
like, just think about the athletes of yesteryear. Like, Mike, super athletic, but he was only going up. You know what I'm saying? Or going forward. He wasn't really mixing like that.
These dudes go east to west too much.
Right.
Man.
True.
Right.
When you going north to
They
south.
going north, south, east, west. They doing everything. Bro.
Everything backwards, and that's the problem. There's too much torque on your body.
That's exactly. It's like a
when
rubber band. You pull a rubber band.
Keep
too
doing
much,
it. That's what
that
your
shit
Achilles is. So when you sit there, and eventually it's gonna pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, get well soon to all these players, bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. We'll do a couple more. So before we even started recording, we mentioned like unsung heroes like Mitch Richmond. Who are some of the ones that you remember? Who would be their comps to today's players?
Man.
An unsung hero from the late '80s, early '90s that you remember, like, yo, he was killing it.
Oh.
Like for me, it was like a Tim Hardaway.
Killer crossover.
Killer Cross, like he was one of the originators.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway translates.
I would put him to more of a Jamal Murray type.
That's fair. That's a fair comp. Steady,
Yeah.
clutch. You know what I mean? But not a lead player like that. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's fair. I like that.
So who are some of the
I
players
like
y'all
that.
remember back in the
Ooh,
day?
Brandon, I know you got something. I'm a think.
Drazen Petrovic.
Okay.
Josh was a problem.
I love shooters.
Problem.
So today, he would be, I want to say Clay-ish, but he had more wiggle.
Yeah.
You wouldn't comp him to a step?
That's
No.
what
No.
remember, Petrovic was like 6'7".
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw another one at you.
I'm just talking about the ability to take over the game with the jump shot.
Oh yeah, he could do that. Damn, I just lost it
like
too.
KD.
Nah, he wasn't big enough.
You know what? I'm gonna compare him to a guy, but he doesn't play anymore. But he was like in the 2000s. Stojakovic.
Okay.
So Petrovic and Stojakovic were kind of similar.
Okay. Petrovic created his own shot though,
He did.
right?
Stojakovic,
Yeah.
I mean, he could, but yeah, he was more of a. So he was more Clayish.
I would say Clay. Well, Clay. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
he
so
could
that-
create a
yeah,
shot. He
No,
didn't
I'm
do
saying,
it.
I'm saying. So Petrovic
I got you.
was more, or
It's hard to really.
So that was really more
The
flexible.
league of yesteryear was such a big man's league, big man dominated, that the wing players ain't really shine like that. Like a James Worthy would be
man.
compared to who of today?
Baseline, big game James.
Aaron Gordon.
I don't think so.
So his first step was crazy. So I would say James Worthy would be. All right, so stylistically they're different, but I'm just looking at the first step, more like a DeRozan, like.
Yeah, but they don't even play the same position, so you
They
can't.
don't, but I'm just looking at. That's what I'm saying. It's hard. I mean, Worthy was a small forward.
Right.
That's
but
why I
in
said,
But
yeah.
in today's game, a shooting guard and a small forward. Remember, you said.
I would say he's more like a Julius Randle type.
I was going to get there
Nah,
with
because
that.
Randall
But-
would handle the ball a lot more than James.
Worthy
but James
didn't
W,
handle the ball.
yeah.
I don't think. You know what? I don't think you could translate Worthy in today's game because
You can't translate a lot because the game is so different, bro.
He was more of a finisher.
Finisher. There's no more point guards like that.
But him on.
All right,
Worthy,
so let's say like a John Collins. No? I'm just throwing names out. I'm not.
No, I said Worthy on the baseline. You knew where he was going. Once you get that ball, you knew he was going baseline, and you still couldn't stop him. Sorry, still couldn't stop him. You know what I mean?
All right, here's a player that I
He was
think.
elite.
Here's a player that I think would translate in today's game, not because he couldn't really shoot, but Dominique. So if you want to say Dominique was more like a Randall type,
Yeah, I would see. I can say that.
Yeah.
I can see
Without
that.
the size.
Without the size, I think Dominique would be even better today. He couldn't shoot threes, but he had
But
a
he would learn
mid-range.
to in
He would-
today's game.
His form is just fucked up. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
If Jason Kidd could be an all-time
I
three-point
would.
shooter,
I would agree with you on that. And Jason Kidd,
Yeah,
when he
Nick
came in
would've
the
been
league, he couldn't shoot at all. Kid couldn't shoot at all.
So you know what? Meek would be a super version of DeRozan, just on the mid-range,
Yeah.
or
DeRozan's a high flyer too. DeRozan will go over the top on you.
and so can Meek. So
Meek was different, bro.
he was different. If you put him in today's game with all the modern whatever
Nick
like
was
that.
one of the first people like with highlight dunks in the half.
He was the first person I saw do a windmill on somebody.
Son,
Like, on somebody.
you're not even getting that no more in this day and age because of social media and all that. Guys don't want to be embarrassed. That's part of being embarrassed is part of the game. I remember I was watching a Jeff Teague interview. He was interviewing Josh Smith, and they was not clowning, but they had brought up a play where Jeff Teague got beat, and then Josh Smith had got dunked on. And Josh Smith was like, I don't care if you dunk on me, I'm a shot blocker. That was the mentality. Like guys like Alonzo Mourning, who I know you can't stand. I'm sorry for bringing him up.
Why don't you like Alonzo Mourning?
Because he a Knicks fan, and you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm going to keep it real. Bozo, that's what I call him. I call him Bozo.
I like that
I
league
hated
when guys,
his game,
when
man.
guys play hard, man. It made for a better league.
Sean Kemp could play today's game.
Absolutely.
Rain Man was no joke.
So, Sean,
shoot, though.
You know who plays like Sean Kemp? But it Neek.
Sean Kemp can hit the midi.
Yeah, he
Good.
could, but not no,
Not
today's
no
game of
three.
threes.
You know who had a Sean Kemp type game that plays today, but he fell off a little bit? Aaron Gordon.
That's
So
what I'm saying,
Gordon,
yeah.
so Gordon and Kemp were more like,
So how would you compare Kemp and Worthy?
because I don't know how Worthy's game, unless you
Because
tell
Kemp
him.
was a finisher.
Yeah, but Kemp, you know what? Worthy would be, and he's a lesser version of a player. But because he wasn't really a great shooter, Grant Hill. So Grant Hill really didn't shoot.
I can see that.
He
Grant
wasn't
Hill
the,
handled them.
but he was the overall
Yeah,
player.
I can see
But
that.
somebody that first step was crazy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Worthy's
Grant
first
Hill,
step,
that cross.
that cross, that
Oh,
first step.
man, bro.
I'm gonna bring up another guy, and he just retired a couple of years ago, and we was talking about him earlier. But I don't know how well his game would translate, and that's Melo. In today's NBA,
You talk
still
prime
think
Melo
he-
in today's NBA? It'd be tough. It'd be tough. He's such an ISO player, and they just, I mean, unless you could handle, unless you could dribble, it's not really no, catch it on the box, square up ISO players no more.
I think his game would be even worse off than somebody like the work, because although he's talented, what he did, that catch it, ISO, jab step, bull to the basket, or just, all right, so yeah, Melo.
Good call.
Melo.
Good call.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know how that
But it doesn't
translates.
fit into